Look at this. Boom, bada boom, ba boom, boom. Tip comes out, goes on top. Oh, and the tip, of course, can store neatly in the back as well. Hi, I'm Seymour Segnet. It's Friday, August the... What is it, Eric?
It's the 11th.
August the 11th. Amanda has the morning off. It's the morning on the West Coast at the moment. 1 p.m. A little bit, actually, it's almost 1:30 here on the East Coast. I'm sorry we're running slightly late. We had streaming difficulties that I won't bore you with, but this is actually the third time we've started doing this recording. Not quite sure what happened, but it's something to do with the electric internet, I think. What should we do this week, Eric? Shall we show the exciting new diagrams that just came through from Shawn? You want to see those?
Full color.
Let me set up a screen share here. You should see my screen now, if you can confirm that you can, Eric, please. See my screen?
It says it's beginning.
Good. In Zoom. All right, so I'm going to assume that Eric's connection can be a little slow, so sometimes he doesn't get it for half an hour after the rest of us. So what you're seeing on screen now is a relative close-up diagram of a LifeCharger. So LifeCharger, of course, is our mainstay power bank. Here it is, the one I was showing you just now with the little cable in the top that we love. There's the cable. It's not going to be blue, and the whole thing isn't going to be grey. This is an engineering diagram, and they always look kind of funky if you're not used to looking at them. Not least because it doesn't have, or at least these ones don't have, and generally engineers don't work with perspective. So things that should be smaller because they're further away in the distance, because that's how your eyes work, doesn't work like that. So if I zoom in, for instance, on this piece, you'll see how it looks fatter at this end than it does at this end, and it isn't. It's just that your eye is expecting it to be. What this green thing is here, by the way, is represents a circuit board. It doesn't have the individual components in this particular diagram. And then underneath it is a magnet there. This is a hole for the micro USB charging in cable. There's another magnet. There's another magnet. And you get the idea. There's a set of these 4 magnets, 1, 2, 3, 4, that are common to the end pieces of every single part of the system, right? Because everything clicks together with everything else, like a child's Lego set, like a building block set. Let's have a look at one or two others here. Here's the underside, right? So here's the top side with the scoop and everything. Now we're looking at it from the underside. There's the USB-A from the underside. There's the USB-C. Remember, USB-C is the new modern standard that's slowly taking over the world. Both of those are true. It is a bit slow, and it is taking over because it's just way, way, way a superior standard. Here's a sort of a slightly more photorealistic shot of the whole thing. Although this is, I just want to stress that this is like the engineers working on the inside in progress, and so this isn't a gorgeous representation of the outside. And immediately I saw this. Poor Shawn got an earful from me because I'm like, why are the curves here not exactly what I've specified? And it's just because this is a kind of, it's like a quick. The engineers are concerned with working on the inside, I guess, is the only way of describing it.
And isometric, I think, was the other term we were
isometric, exactly. So there's the whole thing put together. Here's our WallCharger. You saw me playing with just now. The tips go in the top, and we get to see this in a little bit more detail inside here. And you start to see the kind of the internal complexity of building something like this. These sort of transparent pieces here. These are all the plastic ridges and so on that are necessary to hold all of the circuit boards, to provide rigidity, provide connection points and this, that, and the other. Here's our connection points. All right, you saw those just now on LifeCharger. We have this. You see this slightly circular one and this slightly square one, and that's to make sure that there really is absolutely no way of connecting negative to positive and positive to negative, right? You know, when you jump start your car, it's plus to plus, minus to minus, red to red, black to black, right? And so we need to make sure that there was no way that someone could, even if they tried, kind of shove the wrong ones together, even if they worked. Obviously, the magnets repel wrong connections too, but if someone tried, they would still be unable to do it physically, mechanically, in addition to the so there's the magnets repelling, there's then this physical thing, and then also the circuit boards provide cutout protection as well. So there's kind of multiple layers of safety going on here. And as Samsung taught us, you know, you do have to be very careful with batteries, right? I mean, in some ways, the remarkable thing is that there are so few problems with batteries worldwide because these things need very, very delicate handling. But there was the Samsung thing, and you may remember that the Boeing 787 was grounded for several months after a couple of batteries overheated, and the whole fleet worldwide was. It was a few years ago. A few things have been learnt since then, but it's still something that, you know, we take the safety extremely seriously. And I'll just emphasize, we are kind of we're on time at the moment. We've lost, you know, like some of the padding we built into the timetable has been lost already. And the last time I built out the schedule a few days ago for one of our partners, we were still within the initial windows. But it might roll over by a few weeks, and if it does, it'll be because we're going to get it right. We're going to be committed to getting it right. That's the most important thing. You know, this wasn't something. You know, it's not like we promised it tomorrow and it's going to take an extra few weeks. And at the moment, it isn't going to take an extra few weeks, and we're going to do everything to ship it as quick as we can. I'm just saying, getting this stuff right, it's like you get one chance to get it right, because this thing that you're looking at here is work that's to do with tooling. Just as a reminder, the tool is this thing. The tooling for this product, for WallCharger, is going to be of the order of $50,000, and then another, call it 10, I mean, I'm rounding the numbers, but another $10,000, $15,000 in certification, because this thing has to be safety certified for plugging into the wall. So you cut a corner now and make a mistake, you waste the 3 months it takes for tooling, and the 3 months it takes for certification, and the $60,000 that it takes for tooling and certification. So this is something where, if you need to take an extra few days, you need to take an extra couple of weeks to make sure it's just right, then you do. That's the smart pathway. Let's just carry on going through these. This is kind of interesting because it homes in on the mechanism. One of the things I explained is that since the version 1 model we did a few years ago, we really wanted to refine the way these tips work. And this is one of the models of the tips. It actually has, the final ones have a lovely curve on the end that is not represented on the screen or in the one that I'm holding onto here. But these are going to have these lovely curve on the end. This mechanism is now much more refined, and you can see these guys with the springs here. So when you press the button, it's kind of like they release, and they're not padded is the wrong word for it, but they have a kind of softness to them, so that this thing can be kind of micro adjusted with a very fine amount of detail to any height. So now the button's going to be on the front, and you can adjust it exactly right. So if you have a thick case, a thin case, or no case at all, so the thing rests on top. Because I know a lot of people previously with the old product, they would sort of just have it sticking out like that, and their device would wobble on top, which works, but it's obviously much neater if the thing is sitting bedded nicely on top. Here it is before the prongs are put in. This is what it looks like when it doesn't have any prongs sticking out of the back. That's the back of it. And there's a more detailed one that shows the kind of positions of the circuit boards, and you can see the scoops. And again, look at all of these kind of plastic sections and ridges and so on that have to be built in. And one of the considerations for the positions of all of those is that if you put them in the wrong place, right? So when you're building this, we want this thing to look beautiful. Hang on, can I get a reflection off of it? There, oops, there. Okay, so what we want is that the thing is beautiful and flat and smooth. You can see the window reflecting in there. And the internal engineering of all of those ridges and so on really matters for how smooth the front of it is, because if they're in the wrong place, or they're too thick or too thin and done the wrong way, then when the plastic cools after it comes out of the mold, it can shrink more in one place than the other and cause imperfections on the surface. So a lot of considerations go into this, but I just thought it'd be kind of fun to show that to you. If you have questions that you would like us to answer privately with you or in this forum, the address, Eric, is what?
Hello at magfast.com.
Hello at magfast.com. As simple as that. Hello at magfast.com. And Amanda normally answers most of those and is normally here. Is there anything you know of that folks have asked this week that we should answer now, Eric?
I haven't looked at the questions, but I know that people were asking about gifting, and that's something that we.
Oh yeah. This is cool. So as you probably know, we've had all the time we've had this offer that for folks who aren't ready to commit to getting a full pro kit. We've had this one where there's going to be a free one, and we're completely open about it. The business model here is we offer a free one, and when shipping time comes, you pay for your shipping, and we'll be offering accessories and tips and this, that, and the other. And our belief is that the company that you're helping us to get off the ground, that operation will be profitable. All of our modeling shows that it is. And if it isn't, it's going to take us longer to send out the free ones. That's all there is to it. And we've said that kind of openly from the very beginning. And we've also said it in the terms and conditions from the very beginning. But people were saying, well, hang on, if you're giving away free ones, could I maybe give some for gifts? And so Eric and I are working on a secret project right now. Lean in and look secretive, Eric. Working on a secret, there he is. Working on a secret project right now where we haven't decided quite how many yet, but we're going to give you 2 or 3 or 4 free wall chargers that you can gift to folks. Eventually it'll be at any time of year. Initially we're going to get it in place so that you can send it out as Christmas gifts. And what will happen will be that we'll give you one for free. You can pick up on the shipping. You can add life chargers, tips, any other stuff that you want to kind of pimp it out, and we will. You'll give us the email address of the recipient and the physical address as well. In fact, this is just a sample. I'll show you here. I'd love to have your comments. Hit reply to the email. Let us know what you think of this. And what we're going to do is we've got a system now where we'll send a postcard out to your gift recipient. And it'll say, look, something like, a mystery gift from Uncle Jeremy. You are Uncle Jeremy in this example, right? So your gift recipient will receive this, and they'll get a message on the back telling them there's a mystery gift, and they can go to. We'll have something like awesomemysterychristmasgift.com or something. We'll have a place where they can go. They put in the code. They maybe get a message from you, and they find out about the gift that you've given them. So that's something that we're working on. We're excited about that. Putting it together for the web is quite a bit of work, isn't it, Eric?
Indeed.
Who has to do most of the work? How's that coming along, by the way? And Eric will say, "I'm waiting for the specifications." So I think that's all we have for this week. hello@magfast.com with any questions or comments. We love you. We couldn't be more grateful for you supporting us. Thank you so much, and we will see you at the same time at the same place next week. Thanks a lot. Cheers now. Bye-bye.